picked up their intensity, the sense of urgency at the defensive end of the floor. Will they be able to mirror that tonight?
Eddie, nice move, and another foul against Butler. Blocking foul. Fromm hit the deck, but he's called for the personal, and that's number 4 against Eric Fromm, who's been their best player offensively tonight.
A huge concern now for Brad Stevens. Where do you find points? And Fromm has been the guy that has got done. An amazing story about Fromm. In his 8th grade year, he's playing on his youth basketball team. His coach decided and told him, hey, I'm going to start you your final game of your 8th grade season because it's probably going to be the only time you start in your career. He then worked at it, had a sensational high school career. His team went 68-3, including the state title, and obviously earned himself a scholarship and has found more than just starters minutes.
And apparently continues to use that as a bit of motivation, because he looks like he could be a real good one for Butler. Eddie makes 1 of 2 free throws. Gonzaga sets up some pressure here. They'll substitute as Fromm with the 4 fouls goes to the bench. Gary Bell before Gonzaga comes in.
3-guard lineup, a little bit of a smaller look for Mark Few with Pangos, Bell, and Stockton.
Keeping the ball away from Norred, but Butler does break that pressure. Aldridge in transition. His 3 no good. Jones was right there with position for the offensive board, and he got fouled.
Good job by Roosevelt Jones. 6'4" freshman. Great size, great strength. Really versatile player. Could be that point forward type player for Butler.
Jones has it. Back to Ronald Norred. That lob. Nice catch by Kyle Marshall, but he got rejected by the backboard and then fell hard to the ground. Stockton again. Finds his teammate. Pangos!
The students may not be in session right now, but it doesn't mean the energy inside this building isn't at a high level, and just great execution. David Stockton in the open floor, finding his teammates, setting the table up, making it very easy for him. It starts underneath, just bad court awareness by Marshall. He goes up and literally throws it at the bottom corner of the backboard, and then out in transition. Watch David Stockton turn the corner. The defense collapses. A long run out for Jones. Pangos will make you pay.
Well, Pangos has 17 in this one, assisted by David Stockton that time, who loves the bright lights. When we're here, he plays well. Gonzaga back up to a 12-point lead, prompted the timeout for Brad Stevens. And it is rocking here at the Kennel. Still plenty of time for Butler.
One of the unique environments in all of college basketball, though. One of the more difficult places to play and find a win.
Aldridge, another 3 look. Short. Smith gets the rebound. Couldn't finish. Throws one up wildly. Tries to rip it away, but a jump ball. And Gonzaga has it.
Well, back-to-back possessions offensively where the bigs for Butler have no idea where they're at on the floor. You cannot do that if you're going to get back in this game and try to get a road victory.
So a dramatic finish coming there. Here in Spokane, Butler's hoping for a comeback that can create some drama at the end of this one. Gonzaga has the 59-47 lead with 7:57 to go, and a big part of it, Kevin Pangos.
Kevin Pangos came into this game struggling in the last 2 contests, just 3 for 18 from the floor, but he has been lights out here tonight. 6 of 9 shooting, 3 of 6 from behind the arc, 2 of 2 at the free throw line, 17 points. He's also done a nice job setting up his teammates, not turning the ball over. These are the type of things you need to have out of your point guard, and Kevin Pangos is maturing each and every game.
Well, he had the spectacular 33-point outburst against Washington State, just his 2nd college game as a part of our ESPN tip-off marathon. But you might be able to argue that this is his best all-around performance here tonight. He has just played well every way you can measure it. Pangos has the ball out of this timeout.
Extending out zone defense by Butler.
A change for the Bulldogs. And a bad pass by Pangos. Sacre couldn't handle it. Turnover Gonzaga.
It was a good idea, but instead of the bounce pass to the big man, go ahead and throw it up. Aldridge is on him. It's an easier catch for Sacre to throw it up high to his target hand.
Butler needs to get it going here. Biggest lead has been 14. Jones switched to the left. Use the glass to score.
Great frame, wide shoulders, very strong. Two Gonzaga Bulldogs hit the floor, and Jones able to finish. Not your typical freshman in size.
Harris against that zone. Back to Pangos, the quick release. Not this time.
Great job blocking out that time by Smith to put a body on Robert Sacre in the zone. A lot of times that's a big concern for coaches.
Hopkins creates for Aldridge, steps into a long two, no good.
For Butler to be successful, Aldridge has got to hit that shot. Those are the looks that Butler has made the last couple of years.
Out of bounds off of Harris. Butler basketball.
You're getting stops, but you're leaving points on the board right now for Butler.
A lot of open looks. And their field goal shooting percentage tonight, 41%. That's actually better than their season average. One of the worst shooting teams in college hoops. Aldridge this time will get to the free throw line, draws the foul. Gonzaga's been real good all year in winning that free throw battle. No different, Sean, here tonight. And they did not call it a shooting foul. The officials, in fact, are checking with one another. Not a shooting foul. Brad Stevens is making that argument.
You see the numbers. Gonzaga, though, making 20 free throws per game. Their opponents only shooting 15.
And this will definitely be a shooting foul. Jones will go to the line. Butler, as a team tonight, before right now, has attempted one free throw.
You have to credit Gonzaga and their defense for not allowing teams to get to the free throw line, because this isn't just something they've done tonight. This is something they have done every game so far this season.
Jones misses that one, so they still haven't made a free throw in this game. Not going to win many times if you can't make a free throw.
No, Jones struggling from the free throw line, just a 43% free throw shooter on the season.
That one does go down. Not pretty, but it worked. 9-point Gonzaga lead.
Somebody going offensively for Butler. Hopkins could be the guy. He's very quiet.
Right, a lob, and that was an ill-advised pass from David Stockton. On the break, Hopkins, tough little shot, no good. Smith hustling, it's out of bounds off of Butler.
And Hopkins rushed that shot a little bit. I mean, he had time when he pulled back up to get his feet underneath him. Instead, a little bit off balance, and made the shot a little bit more difficult.
Hopkins, who averages just under 10 points a game, he has only 2 tonight, so he's been quiet. Has a chance to be a good player, just a sophomore, but still learning. Bell finds Harris, almost like a baby hook shot. Smith with the rebound. Another stop for the Butler defense. How can they take advantage of it? There's Hopkins against Stockton. Another ugly look. Harris in transition, no good. And it's gotten ragged. Hopkins, the 3. Harris hustled back to get the defensive board. Well, Butler's missed some chances. Bell.
Defensively, Butler's doing what they want to do. Offensively, though, Just can't get anything going.
Here's Aldridge against just about everybody on the Gonzaga defense. Out of bounds off of the Zags. Butler will keep it. When we're finished here in Spokane, Sports Center follows us with all the highlights after we're done. Sacre takes a rest.
We've seen 3 shots by Butler here in the second half that have one hit the bottom of the rim and 2 of them have hit the side foam underneath the basket.
Gonzaga's played good defense, but Butler also has had some ugly moments on this end of the court. Jones attacking, throws one up. There's the tip in by the freshman Cameron Woods.
7-point game. Very similar to the Purdue game. They just buckle up at the defensive end of the floor. They frustrate you. They get you out of a rhythm. And they quietly just scratch their way back into the game. And Mark Few's going to settle down his offense.
Timeout, Mark Few. 59-52, Gonzaga and Butler, 2 of the top programs in all of college basketball. 2 teams that have come from those non-power conferences and really have established themselves as powers in this sport.
You think about Butler the last 2 years going to the national championship game, and Gonzaga 11 consecutive conference championships. Marching their way into the NCAA tournament. Their great run all the way to the Elite 8 in the 1999 tournament. One of the more memorable runs we've seen to go along with Butler's, the Davidson's run, George Mason. And the difference is when you have experienced players. And I think that's the difference between these 2 teams. The experience on the side of Gonzaga versus what Butler has. A very young, inexperienced team overall for Butler, an experienced veteran group for Gonzaga outside of the 2 freshman guards.
Well, Butler's found a way to hang around this game, give themselves a chance coming down the final 4+ minutes. And trying to play that tough half-court defense here again. Stockton with 10 to shoot, calling for a screen. They'll get it from Dower. David Stockton, the runner, off the glass.
Great balance, great look, beautiful touch.
And an important basket for Gonzaga. Here's Stegall trying to get one to go down. Not this time. Smith tipped it to Dower. Now Gonzaga may have an advantage, but Pangos will reset.
Smart decision to settle it down. Coach Few with the call from the sideline.
Eric Fromm with his 4 fouls, just waiting at the scorer's table, trying to get back in this game and help Butler. He's got 16 points to lead Butler in this one. Errant pass, but it went to Gary Bell, who draws the foul. So when we come back, Gary Bell will be at the free throw line. Both of these coaches, 2 of the best in the business. Brad Stevens for Butler, Mark Few for Gonzaga, working hard here tonight. It's Few's Zags who have the 9-point lead. All right, Jonathan, we're here in Spokane for the final 3+ minutes. Eric Fromm will come back in for Butler. They trail by 9. We want to remind you, you can follow us on Twitter all season long, #ESPN Home Court, and our fans all across the country interacting with us.
Michael Shaw, College of Charleston is for real this year. They've fallen a little bit behind at Louisville, but 9-1 on the season. Wins over Clemson and Tennessee. Coach Cremens has College of Charleston playing well.
When we say we're the home court of college hoops, it's not just us. It's you at home as well. Gary Bell Jr. at the free throw line. Out of the timeout, hits the first one. Back to double digits, the lead for Gonzaga. And Butler, not a team equipped to score real quickly in bunches, but a team, Sean, that is used to playing from behind.
They've been used to playing from behind. Now down 11. They're going to need Fromm to dial it back up from the outside, because he has been really their only offensive threat. 6 of 11 shooting from the floor for Fromm. 4 of 6 behind the arc. Set some screens, pick and pop them. Find him.
Well, Fromm's been on the bench. Butler's gone 2 for their last 13 shooting. They've had a chance to make this a much closer game.
With a smaller lineup, the Zags go back to the zone.
Air ball. Woods couldn't save it in.